So this is me, ready to go down under and play with some pipes under the bus. It's one thing being under my car, but this bus is another story. The size of the stuff. I think this is, what do they call these things? I've just gone blank. But there's pressure cylinders. I think this is for the air suspension there. What's that? Diff. The diff. Yeah, that's the diff. But check the size of that. That's my hand. I mean, the scale of stuff under this thing is just quite profoundly massive. Yeah, turn some light on, or maybe it's too much light, so we'll have it off. In fact, I'll turn the light on the phone. Maybe that's the way to go. Yeah. So here you can see this is the main drive shaft. It's going along here, and the engine are always in the front there. And yeah, so what I've been doing is putting the plumbing in. So the kitchen, or the kitchen sink. It's funny to say that inside a bus somehow, but that kind of goes up there. Got the gas bottles on this rack I made here, and then I've got it coming through here, and then it'll be coming down there, and then I've got it teed off up here, there, and yeah, these go up in the corner there. That's where the washing machine's inside there. And then if we go down this way, that, what can we see? Yeah, that up there, that's the outlet of the toilet. So the toilet tank slides in here, but above that, like over there, I'm going to have the hot and cold water for the shower and the sink in the bottom area coming out of there and coming along, and then up here. So I've got to put a T-junction in here now for both the hot and the cold, and then that third pipe, I think this one here, that's the drinking water, so that goes straight to the pump. So I made up all these joints outside the bus and then pulled it in here through there. And when I got this in place, I saw that this joint here had broken off, well, not broken out, it was breaking out. So I brought this thing back under here. It's like a big heating element. I think I mentioned it in the previous clip. But yeah, of course, had to do all of that under here, but I managed to strap it down nice and tight. I'm really finding that I'm just doing things so much slower these days. Or at least the pace or the energy behind what I'm doing is just much slower. Like I took the time to kind of tie this on here so it didn't move around, whereas previously I probably would have just quickly plugged it in and tried to get it done. But yeah, really over and over and over again realizing that when you do things slowly and steadily, from a more peaceful place and not a rush place, it ends up just happening so much quicker. Yeah, I've also had my little battery grinder up in all these tight corners, cutting off all these little lugs that were holding cables up here. So I've had a grinder up here making sparks and having little bits of bolt drop off, and then I've got shade cloth down here that melts a hole in the shade cloth. So lots of fun and games. I had a bottle of water nearby in case there was any little grass fire starting. So yeah. It was funny, the one day I went under the bus to check something or do something, I can't quite remember, and I checked that Okie sitting there. I got a hell of a scrook. Must be honest, my heart rate is up a bit, but I think he's leaving. Yeah, I don't know what that little snaky was doing up there, but he seemed very at home and not wanting to go anywhere. It's funny, this thing about animals and human contraptions and how they often feel quite at home in them. You'd think that they'd want to avoid our human-made plastics and metals and stuff entirely, but nope. So yeah, this is me cutting into some of the plumbing pipes to put some T's in to take off water to the bathroom area, heads if this was a boat, but yeah, the boat bus thing continues. Some very tight little spaces to do these things in, I must say, but one seems to make a plan. Yeah, this was another temporary story of when I moved into the bus. I put some temporary piping in and stuff, so redoing all of that properly and thoroughly, adding hot water because I just had cold water going through previously, and it was just the pipes loosely strung in under the floorboards there. So yeah, doing it a little more properly, and feels good to have it kind of ticked off. I think that's another interesting thing of having a more clear maybe headspace of not having this knowing that we need to redo something.
One more time for those in desperation, hanging on for someone to arrive, sweeping through the maze of information.
This is the pressure pump that I've also had running on the bus for many years that I kind of took apart and redid to oil it up a bit and give it some love, some TLC, and hopefully it'll keep going for many years to come. But yeah, it's often interesting taking these things apart and finding out how they work, and it's like 4 little rubber membranes that kind of move up and down and kind of a bit of a piston sort of action thing, and I was never sure how these pumps work, so yeah, I also enjoy doing these things as well because you kind of learn by doing other things, and yeah, that's the thing. This is me putting little bits of pipe together for the accumulator tank, and yeah, where the pipes go in and out for the, I don't know, from the where all, I can't even remember, but yeah.
The day that you laid your eyes on me.
But I do remember that this whole contraption screws onto the accumulator tank. It's interesting because I actually took this footage shot quite a while ago. I was doing this, and it's been sitting on my computer, and yeah, been trying to get mics sorted out and all that kind of thing. So it's taken some time, and probably some degree of procrastinating from my side of not maybe totally feeling comfortable with doing voiceovers and things or all of that. So yeah, but here we are, and I intend to put these out soon. Yeah, I really dig soldering copper pipes, all those different sort of plumbing fittings and how they all fit together, and you can create all kinds of shapes and things. It's really cool and simple. So yeah, that's the little black thing is the accumulator tank, and I'm just screwing that into the filter, and this pipe's going into the hot water pipe that goes up to the geyser and to the kitchen area. Here am I drawing up a little rain guard, I guess you could call it, that goes between the gas geyser enclosure and the back of the bus, just so that water doesn't flow into the back of the bus when it's raining. Yeah, and we have the gas pipe and the power going through this little grommet thing, or whatever you want to call it. And that's the finished printed result. You'll see it installed in a bit. Cool, so most of the plumbing's all plumbed up and seems to be working. Let's go and have a look. Oh, look who we got here. Little dung beetle. These little oaks. Oh, he's running around. He's got stage fright. He's not wanting to move. There he goes, there he goes, there he goes. Under the bus. Well, let's start at the beginning. There's the pump. I've got the pipe coming in there. Pumps up into this filter. From the filter, it goes into this accumulator tank here. And from the accumulator tank, it splits off to this T, which goes up to the gas geyser inlet, and then down as well to the rest of the bus is cold water. And then this one here is drinking water that goes out through there. Yeah, and this is me putting together some of the gas piping. I've got 2 gas bottles that you'll see just now, so I want to be able to switch between the 2. And then this is a bigger regulator. And some more soldering or brazing of copper bits. You'll see where that goes as well, but essentially I wanted to take a little T off and have a pipe coming up to the stove, which is quite close to the bottles, and then yeah, the rest of the pipe goes back to the back of the bus to where the gas geyser is. Yeah, this video editing is a really interesting process for me at so many levels, and the one level being this thing of, you know, when to stop editing and what to edit, and instead of thinking about it, to just, when it doesn't feel right, to keep changing it, keep adjusting it, and until it does feel right, you know, more felt thing rather than a logical thing, which is a very interesting transition to me, because I used to be so logical and I used to try and figure these things out and measure them out, but it doesn't work that way. Here we have the gas regulator finally installed, and these 2 black pipes, one going to the gas bottle and the other one will also go to the gas bottle over there, and the little green tap to switch which gas bottle. These black pipes have the 9 kg bigger fitting one, but they won't fit in this little rack I've made, so I've got these smaller 5 kg bottles which have the smaller thread. But with that little adapter, I'm able to screw the bigger thread into the adapter and then the adapter into the bottle. So yeah, I can run the bus currently off a smaller bottle like this, little 5 kg on the rack, and or 9 kg on the ground on the outside when the bus isn't going anywhere. At the moment it's running on this 9 kg. And then from there, we've got that little T that I soldered up, and the orange pipe there that goes up into sort of the kitchen area of the bus or the stove, and the yellow pipe there goes to the back. That's the, what do you call this pipe again? PEX, I think it's called the PEX pipe. So that's the PEX pipe that goes sort of to the middle of the bus with those plumbing pipes, and then runs to the back of the bus. Yeah, so we'll go and take a look under the bus as well now. And here, surprise, surprise, we have Mr. Harold. Apparently he's Mr. Harold. I think it's the same dude that I found in the bus the other day in the wood pile, and now I find him back under the bus here. And he like just doesn't want to leave me alone, or move on, should I say. Probably got a whole family here. Come, don't climb back into the bus. Come, go. There we are. Come, keep going. Yeah, he must be the same one. Living in wildlife. Keep going. Here we have the plumbing and the PEX gas pipe coming from sort of the kitchen area, going back underneath the bus. I've just strapped them together. I might strap them together a little more in time, but yeah, kind of going back towards the back of the bus. You can see the water pipes and the gas pipe and the electrical pipes going further back, and the hot and cold pipe and an electrical pipe going towards the bathroom area. Here we can see the plumbing pipes and the PEX pipes and the power coming out into the boot here and coming along. And this is the pump and the filter and the accumulator tank and all that jazz. And yeah, the gas PEX pipe continues up along with the water pipe with the geyser, and it kind of goes along there, and then the geyser's up here. That's the geyser mounted on the top there. I'll have a look in there now. That's the gas geyser. If we open up, here we've got the geyser itself, and yeah, that's it switched on. Oh, it's flickering. It must be the refresh rate of the camera. And the geyser. And below here we can see all this is the water coming in, the power, water going out, hot water going out, and that's the gas coming in. And you can see the little 3D printed gadget that's glued to the bus itself, and then just comes into this cutout to stop water coming, rainwater coming through. It's going to got a little lip on it. And yeah, all seems to be working well. Here I can set the temperature up or down. Put it at about 55 degrees now. Yeah, it's a geyser that really works well.